Okay, let's make an eye for this big, tall monster. Yes, I'm a cyclope. I have one eye. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, hi there. I didn't know you were watching me. This is Pastor Dema, in case you forgot who I am. And I'm just taking a little break here in my busy day. Excuse me, I need to get this. Oh, it's right here. I'm sorry, I need to call you back. I had a little accident. Bye. Oh boy, what a mess. Man, it's not how I expected this would turn out. I guess I can work on it later. Hey, but thank you for joining me here. And looking at all this mess, at my little cyclope that fell down, it kind of reminds me of a Bible verse. In Psalm 11:3, David is lifting his eyes to God, and he has a question for God. And this is what he says: when the foundations are being destroyed. Foundations, you know what they are, right? This is the most important part of the building. That's what keeps the building standing up and helps the building through storms and hurricanes and earthquakes. So David is saying, when the foundations are being destroyed, oh my, that's not good, right? When the foundations are being destroyed, what can the righteous do? I don't know what David was going through, but there must have been some calamity. Must have been something difficult. And he is saying, God, when my world is falling apart, when things that used to be dependable and solid are crumbling down, what can a righteous do? And then he gives an answer, a very surprising answer. Would you like to hear what that is? Let me read from Psalm 11, verse 4. The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord is on his heavenly throne. He observes everyone on earth. His eyes examine them. It's like David is taking his eyes off of what is going on in this life, all the bad things, everything that's fallen apart, and the answer that he finds is not on earth, but in unseen reality. And he says, wait a minute, my world is falling apart, but God is still in his holy temple. God is sitting on his throne, and he watches everyone who is on earth. He is paying a close attention to everyone, and somehow seeing the invisible world, seeing that God is calm and happy and in control, gives strength to his heart. Sometimes our lives are just like these blocks. Our foundations are shaken and things fall apart in our life. It's really like those foundations that just shake and come undone. And we ask ourselves, what can we do? I remember the very first time when my foundations were shaken to the core. I was 6 years old, and my father decided that he will find happiness with somebody else. And he left me and my mom. He walked out of our lives. And believe me, that was the moment when the foundations of that little 6-year-old Dima, they were destroyed. The person who was supposed to give me meaning and courage and teach me life lessons, gone, disappeared, vanished, and my whole life came undone. And what can a righteous man do when the foundations of their lives are destroyed? Psalm 11, verse 4. The Lord is in his holy temple. Our God is still on his throne. When things change around us, God remains the same. His love never changes. His wisdom never depletes. His commitment to us never changes. And that's what we can hold on to when our lives are falling apart. I remember another time when my world broke into pieces. I was 15 years old. And talk about foundations being broken. The whole country where I lived in, the country where I was born and spent all my life, the mighty USSR overnight vanished, collapsed, disappeared. If you look on the world map, you will not find the country that was the biggest in the world at that time. Our economy, our military, our politics, our currency, our healthcare system, people's savings, everything just disappeared. And it was a time of turmoil, a time of despair, a time of darkness in many people's lives. And again, that was a time when one would open Psalm 11, when the foundations are being destroyed, what can the righteous do? Some people got despaired and they started drinking. Some people just became sad, and it was not a happy picture for a long time. But here is the recipe that God gives to us, His children. The Lord is in His holy temple. The Lord is on His heavenly throne. He observes everyone on earth. His eyes examine them. So what do we find when the foundations crumble down? We don't look at the things of this world, but we look up. And the eyes of our heart catch the heavenly reality, and we find peace by knowing that God is still our Father. He still loves us and pursues us. His promises are still true. He will never leave us nor forsake us. And we can find peace and confidence for this moment and then the next, in knowing that He is with us, He is all around us, and He will never leave us nor forsake us. So I want to encourage you in the days ahead, find time to not look around, but look up and be reminded that God is never changing. He is still in His holy temple. He is still on His throne. He reigns. He is in control. Nothing takes Him by surprise. And He still takes all our dust and all our brokenness and turns it into something beautiful. I hope this psalm encourages you, and I hope it will give strength to your heart. God bless you.